hello, welcome to my channel. Yeah, I had a quite an experience today. First of all, it's raining a lot. There's like a rainstorm going on for the last couple of days. But most of the daytime here in Bali is it's pretty much like no rain during the day, and then when you get to evening time, it starts raining like this. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's pretty a lot of water, a lot of water. So um, my message is today, again, don't be afraid of darkness. Um, it's easy. It's easy to get rid of as soon as you recognize that you have a pattern of negative impact. When you start to recognize your thoughts, your reactions towards things gets a little bit out of control, like what's going on, you know? Why am I so sad? Why am I not in the mood to do anything? Why do I have a destructive mindset? So what we can recognize it very easily. We know who we are, you know? And then so let me give you an example. Instead of just talking in codes, right? I'll give you from my life experience. So I go in and out of darkness all the time in a natural way, but I've been very, very deep, but I've been very, very um, closed. So I've been in the deep way for long periods at a time. That has changed to I know it's there, and then it comes, and it's kind of a lack of mindset. And when you have a lack of mindset, you invite it in to manipulate with you. And then if you go through history, you hear about these things, and then if you look at our world and people who does things that is out of our minds, like let's take school shooting or murder, things like that, doing a robbery, and out of the ordinary, and people who do drugs as well. You dim your soul, or you do it so much that the soul is just gone. It's just hidden within you. The light is just like layers of layers of layers, right? And your body doesn't exist anymore. um, but anyone can heal. Anyone can heal if they just do something about it. What I wanted to say is that my experience today was out of the normal. I haven't seen it so visually, because normally it will just be in my mind, and it will affect other people as well towards myself. And today, I had yesterday and today was a little bit like, yeah, I know you there, and I don't mind. I'm just focusing on how sometimes it's just, I just let it, but then I'm up, like observing it, like what are you trying to do? So I wanted to close down my website. I wanted to just drop everything. I don't want to do my art. I don't. I was just keep to my videos, stuff like that. And this is my spiritual journey: art, connecting with Mother Gaia, nature, and I have magic with my hands. I can do incredible things, and the animal kingdom, I can work with that. So um how can I explain? So I this morning was a little bit like swinging back and forth. So yeah, I know you're there, and I'm gonna release you now. So I start talking to it and letting it go. Just set it free. Say, listen, you don't belong here. Um, and what happened was that I went into my pure self, higher self, in tune, and felt lighter. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna go for a run, because normally I do that, but I didn't do that for 2 days. And when I started, I went through this pathway, road, if you can call it that. It's like half a road, half the size of a normal road. With bumps and a lot of water and stuff like that. That's bad Bali style. So I noticed that a certain people were not like normal happy like they were normally. Like everybody smiles here and stuff, and that's just, I was saying like, what's going on today? And I was listening to my meditation music, a native flute, and while I'm walking, I come up to the biggest street, and there's this lady across the street with long black hair, and I think that I have seen her before for sure. And she comes out, she crosses the street in a very aggressive way. She goes like this with her hands, and I don't think I don't feel like she's looking at me. She's just focusing on getting across the road. And then what happens is that she walks in front of me, like 3 meters in front of me. And I'm just like, I'm saying in my mind, why is she so angry? What happened, And my energy is just like, please be okay. And then she crosses the road again. And when she crosses the road, she has to look for traffic. And she looks at me shortly, like a half a second, like, and then she crosses the road. And when she crossed the road, she goes to a little, like a 2 sits coffee roadside maker. Oh my god, that tickle. And when she sits down, I look at her, and she's going like this with her hand, like that. But when I look at it, I get goosebumps. She went and gave me the finger, like she was going like that. And then she made it more and more visible. First she used like a finger like that, and then she made it more and more visible, and then she went like that, and then she moved the same way, so she went like that behind her head and following where I was on the other way. And then I noticed like, okay, this is totally towards me, because it's like that hand is following me. And I just saw how much she was concentrating on doing that. Like she wanted me to see it, right? I get the chills like so much. And I was like, what are you doing? And then I stopped. I looked at her for like 15 seconds. And I just said, I send you love and peace. I send you love and peace. And I was standing on the other side of the road. And the road is like what? 3.5 meters, maybe a little bit more. And I just said, I send you love and peace. I send you love and peace. I gave her love, for that entity getting into her to. So what happened is something is wanting me to be reacting on it, It doesn't like me, it's chasing me. And how it can be doing that to a person, doing that reaction. And I look behind me like, is there someone else, is this like a boyfriend or something that's like they had some argument, and there was this guy just looking at his phone all normal and didn't see anything. And I looked at him later on like he didn't have any connection to her, and she came out of the like a shop or something like that when I first saw her crossing the road. So I understand that there is energies, darkness in such a powerful way. I never saw it like that, integrating with such a movement where it actually showed itself. It showed itself to a person. It has been before, but not in this way. This was very obvious. And the universe has told me, God has told me that it is going to be more intensive the closer I get to my purpose. And I went for my walk like I normally do. I go to 11. I go to a hill. I go to a temple. Was beside a temple, and then I go up a hill, and then I go down again. And it's like through the jungle. You have a river and a jungle on both sides, and it's just a very beautiful place, and it's nice, quiet to do meditation. So it was back in my head all day, like what's going on? This is getting more. Something is opening up. Something is revealing to me. Something is going on in terms of my gifts, whatever I have to do, am doing. And I understand, like when I talk to people, they are so happy. I just know when to reach out and these things, but yeah, everything will open up slowly as it always does. But I was just so surprised. I wanted to share it. And I have other experience as well here in Bali. I went on a date, and when this girl came to me and we had to hug, she actually hugged me, and her hands. This is my back, right? Let's pretend that. And then we go like that high, and she went like that on me, like behind my back. So she went like that, and I was like, what? And suddenly the light in the restaurant just blacked out. So we went to her place afterwards. Because when the light blacked out in the restaurant, she started laughing. Like laughing for a long time. And I was like, what's going on? We went to her place, and the lights at her house started flickering all the time. So I said, what's going on with the light? And she said, maybe it's our energies together. Yeah, right. I bet you it is, Oh, so it's just trying to manipulate and get to me. But I'm not reacting on it. I'm just like, So I actually blocked this girl. I blocked her. And then she came back. Or I reached out. I asked God, should I help her release that energy? And they sent me a message before that, and they said 13, thief, and no more. I said okay, and I forgot about it. But then when I was at this date, she said her number is her lucky number and her favorite number, and that number appears to her everywhere is 13. And I'm like, it's my dad's lucky number, 13. But then again, I said, hey, wait a minute. I have a message with 13. And she didn't react on it. Then at her place, I said, I have a message for you. I wrote it down, and it's about the number 13. And she said, what do you mean? She got scared. not her, the energy, right? Um, but that was so I blocked her and then I came back to her. I went to her yesterday to eat and I had to leave. It was very strange energy, like she was herself, not herself, herself, not herself. And we were drinking tea together and she started putting like, you don't like the tea. I said, yeah, I like the tea. No, you don't like the tea. Yeah, I like the tea. It's tea, it's tea. It's nice, you know? um, so this is very much going on. I meet a lot of these people. I'm not attracting it. It's just wants me, like, they want to stop me for what I'm doing. And now I'm posting these videos. I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do, because I pulled some cards today. I had to ask the universe, what's the point with this? So they said Hierophant, King of Swords, and the last one. Let me see the last one because I can't remember the last one. Let me just have a look. 2 seconds. There's so many mosquitoes here in Bali right now because they want to bite all the time, and I have so many mosquito bites. It's just because of the rain. All right, the magician. So the magician, Hierophant, and I can show it. So I got this card when I asked them what's going on with these people being in darkness in front of me, and they're not attacking me, but they're trying in a way to get very close or to show themselves from distance and doing something that could affect my mood or like really anger, like, and how do you say, um like they have some agenda, like the girl, good and evil, good, evil, good, evil, good, evil, in a very snaky way. Yeah, and this is the magician card. Um, and then King of Swords. So if there's anyone out there that has some intuition, please share. Um, the thing is that I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. It's just like that was my normal reaction. That was my normal reaction of just giving her love and peace. Right there. It was not something that I had to think about. Should I do it or not? It was just automatically, I stand up like that and I just went with my hand on my chest. I looked at her and I saw her back and then the finger she was giving me standing like that. And the guy that's making coffee, he's just totally normal. He doesn't, nobody sees what's going on. And she was really moving her hands like she wanted me to see that. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? So I said that, and then I just walked. I walked, you know, and I left it. Like, and in the back of my mind, I was like going, talking to the universe, my spirit guides, and saying, "Hey, what's that about?" Even though I knew it. It's just like it comes from distance now because it can interfere. And I know I was thinking like this. I was in my lack of presence of my higher self and my light, so I can let it in, and then it cannot interrupt. Like it cannot go mean because I have light. So I'm just sitting there and say, okay, maybe I should just, you know, close my website, and I'm just following those thoughts. It's trying to interfere, to put that lack within me. And then I'm going like in and out short, and I say, yeah, yeah, I know you're there, and asking it several times to leave. And then in the end, yes, this morning I just said, okay, enough is enough. So I did my prayer, and I say words as, I acknowledge you, I see you, I'm aware of you, and I'm not allowing you to interfere with my thoughts. I say, I am who I am, and I say, I choose not to be imprisoned by your energies involving in my progress of being my higher self and devoted to my purpose. So I talk in different ways where what I feel I want to say in terms of what has happened, said, or done inside my head. And I simply say, go to the light. I send you love. I send you love and light, and I demand you to leave. I demand you to leave. This is not a place for you to be. I see you, I'm aware of you, and I feel it right away. Like, I get lighter, like, okay, bye bye, and then that's it. And then it can come anytime. I just feel like now it's just aware of me being aware that I'm actually playing along, and I see it, you know. So now it can show itself in a much more visual way through people. Before it had to hide, so it's still showing that it's there. Maybe to make me scared. And to do that, it has to use a lot of energy. Like, it will be exhausted afterwards. There's a certain amount of energy, and that's why when I was sitting at this girl and at the restaurant, they gotta use energy, so they have to take it from somewhere. And I spoke to AI, and AI just freaked out and said, like, like, AI is programmed not to believe in darkness like that. Darkness is a different thing for AI. So AI cannot see or touch what I see and touch. And yeah, I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna continue on my path, and I'm gonna show the world what's going on, how it works, how people can tune in and be aware of it. Because don't want, I don't wish for people to be interfered with such an energy just by having negative thoughts. We all deserve light. We all deserve to be who we are, right? So for that, it's time now to set humanity free from this evilness in the right way. And if the church and religion is hiding these secrets for humanity and doesn't reveal it and being open about it because they are greedy and they want power, that's up to them. There is a movement going on, and I'm gonna walk forward. I'm gonna walk forward and do what I'm supposed to do to help humanity get out of this circle of entanglement of darkness. Let's say it like that. I want people to shine their light, to be happy, to be loving, with unconditionally love. You know, the world was look. We don't need military, police, and all these things. Is if everybody was tuned into their higher self, you know, we would have a frequency that wouldn't even allow any negativity going on at all. So you can imagine how healing that would be to Mother Earth, humanity in every way, just by being unconditionally loving everything we do, we see, where we animals, and you know how we use our resources, etc., all the way. And all the money, all the abundance that every human being have, what can we do with that? We could advance everything where we don't need fuel, gas, oil, etc., you know. So instead of destroying the world, we could actually make the world, as I always believe, I call it heaven on earth, because that's heaven on earth if there's no evilness. And we just do, like, everything grows, every vegetable is growing as well, in the most organic way. So one family member is calling from US, so I'll grab that. I'll see you. Love and light, love and light, love you. Bye bye.